Hi everyone, Animal Girl here, back with another edition of TV Talk. It's Tuesday, and that means it's Star Wars Day. And this week's episode of The Clone Wars was Darkness of Umbara. The Republic aims to take the planet Umbara back from the Separatists and have a plan to capture the capital city. However, things go in a slightly different direction when Anakin is called back to Coruscant by request of the Chancellor, leaving in his stead General Krell. Krell has a reputation of being able to get the battles he fights in done. And the men of the 501st and the ARC troopers who are fighting alongside them don't see any problem in following his orders as they would Anakin's. However, they soon learn that Krell's way of commanding them is drastically different from the way Anakin does. Okay, things I liked about this episode. First off, we're introduced to a new Jedi, and that is General Krell. Now, this will be the only time you will see Krell mentioned in the things I like about Category 4 Star Wars. This is a 4-part arc, and let me tell you this right now. It's not a spoiler, but I'm going to tell you this right now. My opinion of Krell will drastically drop as the arc progresses. But I'm also going to state this, and this part is strictly my opinion. To me, this 4-part arc is really more a story about Rex and the men of the 501st as well, because we really see them having to take the charge, and the story really revolves around them. Now, we'll get more into that in the next few episodes, but I did want to point that out. Now, the reason why I did put Krell in the things I like section of this episode is that when we're introduced to a new Jedi, I do like that. In the movies, we really didn't get to explore a lot of the different Jedis. We met the main ones, Obi-Wan, Anakin, Qui-Gon, Mace Windu, Yoda, Ahsoka. Ahsoka wouldn't have been in the movies. And in the prequel, or in the original trilogy, Luke Skywalker, and then in this new trilogy that's coming out, Rey and Kylo, but we're not really introduced in the prequels, when there were a lot of other Jedi Knights, to the other Jedi Knights. We saw them, we knew who they were. When we saw them, we knew Shakti, we knew Luminara, we knew Kit Fisto, we knew Aayla Secura, but we really only knew about them from the TV shows, really, and possibly the comic books as well. But really, for me, watching the Attack of the Clones and Return of the Clone, or Revenge of the Sith, excuse me, I couldn't look at those characters in those two movies and be like, oh, I know who that person is. It wasn't until after I watched the Clone Wars, the TV show, that I was like, oh, that's Kit Fisto, that's Aayla, that's Plo, that's Shakti, that's Luminar, because they're not given names. They're pointed out in YouTube videos following the Clone Wars series, but I don't think they were actually really given names in the movie in and of itself. It was really just Obi-Wan and Yoda, of course, because everyone knew Yoda from the original trilogy, and Obi-Wan from the original trilogy as well. Anakin, who was also known from the original trilogies, and then Mace Windu as well, they were the ones that were given names, and of course Qui-Gon Jinn too. But the other Jedi Knights were. So when we get to meet new ones, even if it's just briefly, if it's just for one episode or for us one arc, I really like that. And again, like I said, Krill, my opinion of Krill will change. You'll notice me putting more negative on him in the other videos. That will be a slight spoiler. I'm not going to say what it is, but you will see that later on, because as this arc continues, you will see he is not the nicest person. Okay, secondly, we get to see Fives again. For those of you who have seen my top 10 favorite clones video, which is my 501st Special Edition video, even though it's not titled 501st Special Edition video, Fives is one of my favorite clones. He's actually one of my top 5 favorite clones. And another one of my favorite clones, Rex, again, one of my top 5 favorite clones, was in this episode as well. But we get to see Fives again. We haven't seen Fives since the ARC Trooper arc last season. Last season. So seeing him again was really great. I really love that. Anytime we can see one of my favorite characters again, I really, really like that. And again, like I stated before, this is really a 501st and story focusing on the 501st unit or Legion or whatever the heck they're called. And of course also on Rex. We will see a lot of things in later episodes being put on Rex's shoulders. And, that in and of itself is not surprising. Everybody loves the 501st. They are mentioned quite a bit in Rebels, but we will talk about that when we get to Rebels, which, of course, takes place 15 years after the events of Revenge of the Sith. And everybody really likes Rex. I know when he was brought back in Rebels, that's going to be a slight spoiler, but for those of you who follow Star Wars like I do, you probably have already seen Rebels, so you know that. And so he's brought back in Rebels. He's one of the few clones that's actually brought back in Rebels, and we do know quite a few of them survive. So we know that the 501st as a unit and Rex as an individual were very popular among the fans. So I did like, even though I didn't put it here, that they gave them kind of their own little episode arc where we kind of get to see them, and we're pulling another major character, i.e. Anakin Skywalker, out of the mix, and it's really the focus is on Rex and the 501st. I mean, as I said before, people love the 501st. I mean, they have their own day in the Star Wars fandom, 501st Day. It's May 1st. I think they really just did that because May 1st, May's the 5th month, so 501, 501st, but still, I mean, they got their own day. I mean, there's not a lot of clone units out there that have their own day. But I'm getting off topic a little bit, I apologize for that, I just kind of wanted to go on that. I'll probably get more into that in the next video. But again, so we get to see one of my favorite clones again, who we don't see very often. Again, I don't think we've seen him since the ARC Trooper arc, so it was really nice. It was really great to see him again. I really, really liked that. Okay, things I didn't like about this episode. There really wasn't a lot I didn't like about this episode. You'll see in the next couple of episodes, within this arc, that I will be adding things to that. But as of now, there really isn't much I didn't like about the episode. I thought it was somewhat good. They are really setting up the arc. This is the first episode in a 4-part arc, so there is more to come. We will see, and this is a slight spoiler, we will see some conflict between Krell and Rex coming up in a couple of episodes, and then I will divulge some things I didn't like about the upcoming episodes, but for right now, when they were introducing Krell and kind of showing how he works with the clones, really right now, not a lot I didn't like. They were setting up his character and whatnot, so you have to kind of take that into consideration. I will say this, I did not like how Krell kept referring to Rex by his number, and also Fives by his number. He was calling Fives ARC Trooper 5555 or 5555 instead of Fives, which is what everyone else called him. And he was calling Rex CT, and I forget Rex's number. He was not calling him Rex. Where Anakin was calling him Rex. He actually called him Rex in front of Krell. Krell knew that Rex had a name that he had chosen for himself, or was given to him by his fellow clones, or possibly by Anakin. They don't really go into how Rex got his name. But one of the three ways that we know the clones are actually given names is they either choose the name themselves, they're given it by their fellow clones, or they're given it by one of the Jedi members. I know probably a couple of them have given names to the clones, or called them something that they like so much they decided to keep. So I guess kind of that, but we're seeing his attitude towards the clones, and we will get more into that in later episodes. So I really didn't want to bring it up too much. So look forward to that. Okay. Question of the week. What are your first impressions of General Krell? Now, keep in mind, for those of you who have seen the other 3 parts of this arc, we are not going into those. We're just sticking with this episode. So, first off the bat, this episode, what is your first impression of him? Please leave your answers in the comment section. Also, feel free to leave your comments and questions in the comments section. I do love to read those. And please like and share this video. And feel free to follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Tumblr, Wattpad, and DeviantArt. I do have my name for those 5 sites right there on the screen, as well as the pictures I use for the icons. Please note, all pictures seen within this video belong to their respected artists. I own absolutely nothing. Okay, quick reminder on my comment rules. Okay, feel free to check out my related Star Wars videos. My other TV talk videos on Star Wars. my other TV Talk videos. And my other videos. Okay, before I sign off, three things I'd like to touch on. First off, and this is for my YouTube subscribers, TV Talk is being posted both to my Facebook page and my YouTube channel. If you'd like to see any backlog videos of any of the TV shows that are not, TV Talk videos that are not posted on YouTube, you can feel free to check them out on my Facebook page. I will have the link in the description section. This is for my Facebook friends. Please note all of my older special edition videos are on YouTube. I will be posting the links on Facebook. However, they will be posted for their specific holiday or event. So this means the postings are going to be very sporadic. Will more than likely go anywhere from a few days to a few weeks to a few months in between the postings. And this one is for everyone, and that is, I'm sorry last week's video was posted late. Unfortunately, I was having some trouble with my computer. I was uploading it, and then my computer kind of clicked out of the internet, and I had to re-upload everything. And for YouTube, it wasn't that bad. It just, because it kind of picked up where it left off, but it still took a little while. For Facebook, I had to start all over from the beginning, and unfortunately, that led to a late upload, and I am very sorry about that. Unfortunately, these things do happen. As always, thank you for watching, and may the Force be with you.